Welcome back to a Numbers on the Board YouTube exclusive. Today we're talking about favorite moments. And we're going to start off with the Atlantic Division. It's a lot of history in this division, man.
A lot of history. That's why I thought it would be one of the more compelling, more exciting, especially because Madison Square Garden is right there. There's so many
The TD Garden is right
TD
there.
Garden.
A lot of gardens.
Philly,
Yeah.
you don't know the name of the Philly place?
No,
Playing
I
a lot
forgot.
of seeds.
West Fargo.
West Fargo, yeah.
So you start off, Darrick. Give us a team and tell us your favorite memory from that team.
We're going to start with the Boston Celtics. This happened in TD. No, maybe it didn't happen in TDR. Maybe it happened in the United Center. Isaiah Thomas had a big pass into his family. And then after that, he comes out and he has his miraculous performance against the Bulls in the playoffs. And he completely changed the whole shape of that series. And it's just like, damn. Isaiah Thomas was so damn good during that stretch with the Celtics. And it was like,
Some of my favorite teams.
and it was like he was 5'9", just doing whatever he wanted on the basketball court, finishing at the rim, mid-range pull, even though he was carrying the hell out the basketball.
You had to bring that up.
You ain't said it to his face when we had him on the show.
I did. No, I didn't. I definitely was happy to have him on the show.
No, it's one of my favorite individual seasons of all time. That was my answer too. Not that specific moment, but just the season at whole. Because the level of body control Isaiah Thomas had to be 5'9", and you would think if a dude's gonna be 5'9", an average over 25 points per game, it's like jump shot exclusive. He's 5'9". He was getting to the bucket and putting people in their place, man. It was such a fun season. Unfortunately, he had all the hip injuries that prevented him from being able to replicate that stuff. But it was so fun to watch a dude that is basically our height. When I look at Mike, when I say that, not y'all, to be able to go out there in the league and dominate for an entire season, bro. That was my MVP that year. Not in the literal sense,
I
but
feel you. Yeah.
he was my guy.
My favorite Celtic moment, I have two that is kind of tied. I love the playoff game. I believe it was a playoff game in TD Garden where Paul Pierce is walking down the clock and he's jawing with Al Harrington and they going back and forth.
Yeah.
And he hit him with the you dig. That was nasty. And then also, again in TD Garden, nationally televised game. I forget who they're playing off the top of my mind. Maybe the Miami Heat. Rajon Rondo dislocates his shoulder, continues the game, puts on an epic performance. After the game, they're telling Paul Pierce Rondo's injury and its significance. And he's like, you could just see the pain. But Rondo was probably one of my favorite Celtics, if not my favorite Celtic ever.
Man, I got a lot of moments that revolve around the Celtics, but it doesn't, not in a positive way. One of them is obviously, Rondo was a great player for the Celtics, one of their top players, and he came back, and on my Lakers team, he hit a game winner against them on the Celtics.
Yeah.
And that felt like a movie-type shot.
You did, yeah.
And so that's one of my favorite
Then
moments.
the ball, just find him.
Yeah, it was like
an
an offensive rebound.
Mid-range jumper. Yeah. And then the other one is, I don't know why, but I can never forget Kyrie stepping on Lucky.
That's hilarious, yeah.
Hey, if we gonna go there, favorite memory of the Celtics is Derrick Rose dropping 30 on them in his first playoff game.
Dang, it worked.
36.
36, yeah.
Yeah.
If we gonna go there, LeBron James meme.
Oh, when he didn't get the
went to
call?
Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about?
When he locked in.
Oh no, you talking about when he didn't get the call?
Oh, that was against the Celtics
That was
too.
against the
Pat
Celtics.
Bear with the camera.
Yeah. But when he locked in when he was with the Heat. Again, I think we said it before. I think that's his best game of his entire career. Back against the wall. Lose that game. The Miami Heat don't get that championship. So that's a huge one. I'm going to throw out a team. Your New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite moment is the game winner, Jeremy Lin, against the Raptors.
Oh, yeah.
That little stretch. Maybe I'm just a stretch merchant. I like when a player is ridiculously good for a small amount
He was
of time.
one of the best players in the league for a couple weeks.
I missed something too.
Yeah.
On Twitter, they were mid, but they were my mid three.
Right.
I don't know why I never posted it, but
Lance Thomas and
no.
Lance Thomas had a starting spot for
Danilo Gallinari,
Yep.
Wilson Chandler,
Yep.
and Landry Fields.
Okay.
They were a mid three, but they were my mid.
I saw somebody post Gallinari, Tobias Harris, and Lou Will.
For the Clippers, that's a good one.
It was a fun season too.
Yeah, but the Toronto game winner was nasty. It was in Toronto.
Yep.
You couldn't tell him nothing. Man, he was killing them boys, man. Yeah. He was killing them boys. Favorite Nick moment, D Mills?
It's hard not to go Melo. Melo has so many moments.
Over Dang?
Yeah.
I was gonna go over Luau. Oh,
yeah,
that's
what I was.
Yeah.
It's that game against the Bulls, man.
He did it
just,
twice.
Yeah, it was just such a crazy moment because Luau was playing the best defense you could possibly play on those shots, and it just don't matter to Melo. Melo was just that damn good. He also had that one. He was a Nick, but He one time gained LeBron. He caught it on the left wing, got it.
In Cleveland.
Jab step. Oh.
Fell away.
Oh, that shit was nasty.
In Cleveland. That's what we
Game
do.
is that.
First game of the season. Stop playing with us. I remember that.
That's
I was
when-
there. Let's go.
That was when we got marquee matchups that actually guard each other. Bron and Melo used to actually
Told
guard each
Bron,
other.
sit your down.
Those was the moments, man. That's. Ooh, I miss those days.
They won a 3, but I'm gonna do this anyway. It was a midi. Favorite Nick moment. Come on, man. Get in here.
That's my favorite. Oh, the one against the Bulls where he hits the clutch shots down the road.
Y'all anti-Chicago. I can't believe it.
Bro, that was one of the. Hey, as a basketball fan,
I know, but I
you
can't pick it.
That was one of the best moments, bro. When you
can't
talking
pick it.
about just shots that matter that saved the game, and he ends up winning the game too.
My favorite moment gonna shock y'all.
What?
The Mavericks and Kristaps Porzingis come back to town. Marcus Morris,
Oh,
heroics,
Yeah.
and we are able to win that game. That felt like a playoff game
he
for
had
us.
another stretch. He's a stretch.
Yes,
guy where he was
he
like,
did have a stretch, but that game in particular meant so much to Knicks fans because I think that was the first returning game for Porzingis, and the Mavericks were way better than us on paper. And Marcus Morris just delivered every single clutch bucket. It's also hard not to be biased and talk about the games we went to. The
Yeah.
Giannis,
oh yeah,
Mario Hezonja step over.
yes.
Like just to be in the Garden and be, there's so many Garden games. The obvious one is Dante DiVincenzo's shot against the Philadelphia 76ers this past time. But also it's J.R. Smith moments. It's so many with the
I'm going to
Knicks.
stay on that personal level. For my Nets win, I sat courtside for a playoff game at Wells Fargo, 76ers versus Nets. And the Nets went into Wells
when they had
Fargo
D'Lo.
first game and took it on the road. And that was so amazing. D'Angelo Russell fell in my lap.
HOH gave you that.
They sure
They
did.
put you in that position.
Shout out to HOH, man. That was
Mine's
really
for the
fun.
Nets.
Without them, you don't live that moment.
That's true. We shooting content.
For me, it was the D'Lo era with the Nets. Like I thought it was just fun.
They was on the
exciting.
bench.
Yeah, they was on the bench, Doug.
Theo
like
Pinson.
dancing. Like
Yeah.
the whole vibe to the whole team just felt fun and exciting. Like you wanted to be a part of that culture.
I had a Brooklyn Nets hoodie.
Yeah.
I had a
We
Brooklyn-
bought
I
that in New
remember
York,
that.
at the NBA store. Yeah.
That's when they were starting to really. They had that mojo. That
Kevin Durant signed, or Kevin Durant ended up on the Brooklyn Nets. We were on a trip, and I had my Brooklyn Nets hoodie on the day he ended up in Brooklyn.
you was looking like a fanboy.
I was.
Right.
But I had it before,
For the
and I
D'Lo
don't
era.
have it anymore.
For the D'Lo era.
Yep.
Yeah.
My favorite moment got to be the 50-point triple-double from Durant when he played the whole game. Like, that was one of the best performances I ever seen, honestly.
And it was out off of him saying he don't think KD got that in him.
Yeah, I remember that.
To do everything, yeah.
He did it.
Yeah. Darren Williams against the Bobcats, I think he had like 50 something. 56,
Yeah, I remember that,
54,
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Few more teams. Philadelphia 76ers. My favorite memory is when Marco Bellinelli hit that shot in the corner against the 70s or against the Celtics, and
yeah.
the confetti fell down.
Yes,
They're like,
it
hold
did.
on.
It's overtime.
We got overtime.
Yeah,
Get the
y'all
confetti
y'all
off.
ain't win.
And I think they ended up losing that game at the end of it. But
But to still have to take all that away, to have them have to clean that up because you actually hit that.
yeah, it
that
stopped
gotta
the
feel
game
good,
for
yeah.
a long time, but they cleaned everything up.
It's the Allen Iverson game 1 against the Lakers. That's just one of the most historical moments that you don't get to see from
Well,
a
just
6
winning.
foot guard.
Just winning.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
win that game 1 against that dominant team.
Yeah.
They didn't lose the game all the way up until then, and AI was the guy to go out there and get them that L.
I got to go with D. Millie. Not that game, but when he was crossing up Jordan, Allen Iverson.
Oh man.
And when he breaks it down and talk about, I want to see if he was gonna bite at this crossover, and then I did it again. He bit. Oh man, yeah. Then he finishes off with the jump shot. You see Jordan extending, really trying to block it, get a finger on it. Epic.
I was
epic.
gonna pick the step over, but I'm gonna go with that moment. That used to be my follow sound on Twitch was the crossover, or like I had a little video showing because that's just a dope moment in history.
Don't get better than that, honestly.
For real.
What was the Drake line? Your homies, your friends. Sometimes you gotta AI them.
The survival.
Yeah, for your survival.
Yeah.
Last team is the Toronto Raptors. It might be the
double
Kawhi
doink.
shot. I
The
don't know if
doink,
there's-
doink,
you can
doink.
pick
The double
anything
doink,
other than
yeah.
that.
Either that or something negative like LeBron. So
Actually, one of the things I really love is when this wasn't a moment. It is a moment, but like in the locker room, Nick Nurse was talking about like what we're gonna do, and he said, "I'm guarding Giannis the rest of the series," and then they went on to win 4 straight games. That's one of those. You don't really see that from stars these days. They're not gonna really take on that challenge. You see it from like an Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards has definitely taken on that. I want to guard the other team's best player type of, but you don't really see that often.
Kobe. He had a game in the Staples Well, he was just hitting all of these shots against the Raptors. This is when Rudy Gay played for them and everything.
Or what
He was
about
hitting some
1996
insane
when
shots.
the Toronto Raptors beat the 72-10 Bulls to make them 72-10?
Shout out to that team.
That is the first year of their existence. They beat the greatest team
And then
ever.
they was going to trade Scottie Pippen for Tracy McGrady.
Thank God it didn't happen, man. You let us know in the comment section your favorite moment from all the Atlantic teams. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.